All right, here we go. We have Shaping the Magic this time, so I don't know if this is going to be about, like,
This
maybe more
team
subclass stuff.
and Bungie in general is all about collaboration. Testers, designers, effects artists, animation, all these sources of input from everywhere coming together, and like that was magic for me.
Becoming Legend Part 2. Okay.
The
Some
final shape,
weapons.
it felt a little like a love letter at times. We really thought about bringing that forward to the weapons. Like Kvostov, it's the first gun you get. There has to be the narrative bookends of the first gun I got in the game. It's here in the Pale Heart. It's like this old friend returned. How do you make this thing really good and really powerful without making it not what it is? And that was really challenging. What we ended up deciding on is it is about your skill. Oh, it's all in the wrist, a little. Like, it's gonna bounce several times down this line of guys. You're just really good at bouncing this bullet. It's fate, almost.
This thing's dope.
I'm actually really excited
And
for
we
this.
pepper in the number 7 in as many places as we could. So it bounces 7 times. It's got a bunch of 7s in its stat.
Oh, it's got
You
shoot
get
to
7 bouncy bullets when you pick up an orb of power. Bungie has a long legacy
Dude,
of loving
I feel
the
like
number
it's actually
7,
gonna be pretty
and
good.
this felt like the right place for it. Cade has this iconic hand cannon that in a lot of ways has become a symbol. We took Ace of Spades
Are they
and we
changing
went,
Ace?
where's the rest of the deck of cards? We had this really cool opportunity to theme all the Pale Heart
Oh, the
weapons
legendary weapons.
after different suits.
It has this two-tone feel to it. The opposite side of the gun is the inverse of that idea. They look freaking
That's
awesome.
super cool.
It also has like these fantasies of characters that have influenced Cade. These guns are part of his past.
We wanted something that you can't do with any of your other weapons, and we came up with, no hesitation, it shoots these harmonic bullets that if you're targeting an enemy, it'll hurt them and burn them, but if you're
Burn
shooting
them?
an ally, it'll heal them.
I love
It
this
applies
thing. Oh, I'm
Scorch?
so glad.
We had to build a lot of the length.
Wait, that's broken
And with the new
for
cool
builds.
Guardian health bars, you can see that.
Oh,
the
that's
healing
so
effect on it
sick.
is very strong. For a while, we were calling
love
it
that.
the Just Don't Die gun. It has its own little energy bar, like the glaive does. And that energy bar is charged by any damage whatsoever.
It looks like it has travel time,
We know what we did.
even for the normal bullets.
Since you are returning to the Traveler, we wanted to focus on bringing new supers to the light subclasses.
For Song of Flame, we wanted to plus up Radiance from Destiny 1 and have it be combat focused.
If you remember Radiance from
Love
D1, it has fire wings. We kind of ate that visual space with Dawnblade, where you've got these like awesome flame wings. In a split second, if a player sees a character solar with wings, they're going to see that it's Dawnblade. We had to come up with something different.
Zach, our VFX artist, came up with the idea of this halo around you, like a medieval painting.
That's so cool. Killer
Twilight
of
Arsenal
Denial.
is a one-off super that also creates these axes. Coming up with visuals for that axe, it was an interesting challenge. How do we want to root this in Destiny? We took a lot of inspiration from Titan's shield. What would it feel like if the axe was the shield broken up? And when you look at it side by side, you can definitely
Oh, wait,
see that
that's so
connection
cool.
between
What?
the two.
Storm's Edge. We wanted to call back to Arcblade in Destiny 1, throwing the dagger and zipping over there, blowing up stuff. How long do you have in the super? Initially, you had a long time. Yeah,
24 seconds. We did not earn any friends in those playtests.
no,
the
people
first
were pretty
day.
mad. But we toned it down, and now you only have 12 seconds, and it's a lot more reasonable.
We found a problem where when you grapple and then you cast Blink Dagger out of it, I fall to the floor, right? Whereas if I'm in midair and I Blink Dagger, I should be held in midair, right? And it sucks. So I want to fix it.
It's the things like the camera shake, the way the rumble spikes and then falls back off. We need all of our abilities to feel awesome.
We want to make it so that the controller melts away. You stop thinking about what do I have to do, and instead you just inhabit your character and you don't have to think about it. The game just plays.
The great
They
thing
do a great
about
job with that.
Prismatic was every playtest we did, the feedback got better and better. We have gone back and forth on what starter builds that players will get in Mission 1
Okay, we're gonna start the Titans with Stringer's Lash, their strand aspect, and Knockout. One of the notes we got is players just weren't understanding how those two things comboed in a loop. Well, we're gonna drop Stringer's Lash, and instead we're gonna put in Diamond Lance. Now, any ability kill is making your Diamond Lance. Your Knockout punch, hey, that makes a Diamond Lance. You throw your Diamond Lance at the floor, everything's frozen, now you can punch stuff again and get amplified with Knockout. Once we made that switch, all of a sudden it clicked in players' heads. This loop becomes a lot more clear, and players were much more satisfied with their starter loadouts.
It's gonna be so fun, bro.
At the end of the day, like, the chaos is the point.
Yeah. If you aren't surprised and delighted in a way that you didn't expect, like,
Yeah.
Love that.
This strike is probably one of the coolest strikes
strike.
that we've ever released.
I started my Destiny journey playing strikes. I really wanted to push the expectations of what a strike could potentially be. This strike, it's sort of a memory out of the Witness's history of its race and what its buildings may have looked like in the past. A lot of the inspiration comes from 30s pulp
Interesting.
novels, adventure flicks, uncovering ancient hidden cities that have not seen a living soul in eons.
The fact they're talking about the strike means this thing's
And
about
then
to be
subsequently
crazy.
destroying those cities moments later.
Like, they normally don't talk about, like, a strike in a ViDoc, I feel like.
Imagine you're in a narrow hallway. You need to escape it. Lava is descending. Obstacle
that's
is
so
coming
cool.
out of the walls. You made this slide towards the closing door,
Bro,
and
this on a GM, that'd go crazy.
you're dead. The door just closed right in front of your face, so
That happens a lot.
I have 7
It'll be the hardest GM in the
Gilded
game.
Conqueror titles.
Oh, no.
I want this strike to be the hardest strike
Oh,
we ever
no.
made. I want people to scream and cry over this strike.
Oh, no.
And just
Okay, I like
say,
this, bro.
How do I complete this strike on Grandmaster difficulty? And I'll be like, yes.
That's kind of one of
Bro.
the fun parts about making a strike. There's so much freedom and creativity to do wild things, and then testing that. It's just a lot of fun, that back and forth.
That rivet, that's an Ahamkar right
We have
there,
a very
bro.
tight relationship with Test as designers, and I couldn't do anything I do gameplay-wise without Test there at my side. But as soon as I can get fresh eyes on it, I think that's where it really comes in.
We ran a lot of play tests, and every time I would invite people, I'm like, this is final play test, but it's never final. We just can't stop.
It's really not just one department creating something special. When you see all those things combined in the iteration and the back and forth, and when you get to this end result where it just feels like it couldn't be any other way, we hit on something amazing here.
All right. That was part 2. I don't think there's another part. We'll rewind it here. Once again, they really didn't. Okay, we don't need to see the premiere. They really didn't show anything off too new. Some of the I guess new things we got, they showed Kvalstov a little bit more, but we knew it ricocheted. I guess we do now know that it has shoot to loot, which is cool. If I can get back to where it actually, they inspect the gun. Yeah, so right here we have the right choice. So every 7th bullet from this weapon deals additional damage and ricochets, and then we also have shoot to loot. I think this is actually gonna be pretty solid. Some other things that we get confirmation on is that the healing gun will actually also apparently burn enemies too, which is kind of crazy. I think that's gonna be pretty solid. If it does apply Scorch, that could play into your subclass with the heal as well. If that plays like Ember of Benevolence, that could be crazy good. For the supers, we kind of already knew everything about these. We didn't learn anything too new from all that. Just kind of had some more gameplay. And then they talked about the strike a lot, and they said this is going to be the hardest strike. I think this is more for like lore stuff if you want to really look into it, because every time I like this is kind of like what the Witness homeworld might have looked like, stuff like that. And then at the end, you very clearly are inside of a Han Kara, or at least something like it. I don't know. It looks very similar to Riven when you kill her and stuff. So I don't know. I'm excited to do this strike. It's going to be crazy on the GM. But yeah, I think that's going to do it all for me. Let me know what y'all thought about this ViDoc. Again, nothing super new, just kind of hyping us up. Definitely just some marketing, but I'm very excited for Final Shape. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Peace.